I thought it was time to show the GameCube some love, so here are some games I think are worth checking out. Freedom Fighters by EA is the 2003 third-person shooter video game that was available for multi-platforms, but this is the GameCube version. This game involves an alternative historic timeline where the Soviet Union invade New York City. The player takes the role of Christopher Stone, a plumber turned resistance movement leader fighting against the invaders. It is also a squad-based action game.
What do you mean conspiracy crap? Doesn't the Soviet invasion of South America bother you?
The story begins with our plumbers visiting the clogged sink of Isabella Angelina, who also happens to be a vocal member of a watchdog organization.
What, Earth? Look, I think...
After this intro, Chris Stone is almost immediately hooked up with Isabella's resistance movement. This game plays as a solid third-person shooter. The game still plays very well today, although the graphics and controls do look a little dated. Once you've operated on your own for a while, the game gives you the option to command up to 2 other squad mates. By completing missions you can increase your charisma rating, and by rescuing prisoners or healing civilians you can eventually control up to 12 soldiers simultaneously.
What's our status? Okay, come with me guys. I've got supplies that'll get us out of this mess.
You are able to carry a pistol and a primary weapon such as a shotgun or an assault rifle. You can also carry grenades and Molotov cocktails and other high explosives. The game also features a 4-player multiplayer mode. The game's plot is advanced by a Russian newscaster.
My name is Tatiana Kempinski, and I will be your regular news anchor from now on. We hope in time to obtain the cooperation of most of your familiar TV personalities once they return from a re-education program at our training facilities in Alaska.
You can move through the different areas from the manholes found throughout the city. Overall, in today's market of GameCube games which seem very expensive, this game can be bought for relatively cheap, and that is why I would recommend that anybody who hasn't played this game before should give it a try. Product number 03 or PN03 is a 2003 third-person shooter which was published by Capcom. This title is a GameCube exclusive. The game is revolved around a character named Vanessa C. Schneider. Not only does she like to blow stuff up, she also likes to strut her stuff. The game requires you to destroy your enemies while elegantly avoiding their fire. Vanessa is a freelance mercenary who works on colonised planets. She has been contracted by a client who wishes to remain anonymous to destroy robots that have gone berserk, and as a backstory, it was robots of this type that were responsible for the death of Vanessa's parents. To combat these robots, Vanessa wears a suit that allows her to fire energy beams from her palms and perform powerful attacks called energy drives. The game received quite average score ratings upon release, with many stating that the game's controls were awkward, mainly due to the fact that you can't run and shoot at the same time. So although Vanessa moves like a ballet dancer, the controls are still a bit clumsy. However, it is a game that seems to reward skill. And although it can be frustrating at times, there is some satisfaction to be gained for going a bit further into the game. There is a big trial and error element to this, and you will need to learn from your mistakes and understand the enemy's patterns. However, once you sync up to Vanessa and the rhythm of the game, it becomes a more engrossing experience. Although the gameplay is challenging, the premise is simple. Obliterate your enemies and stay out of harm's way. Skill is rewarded with extra points which can be used to obtain new suits for Vanessa. The graphics, although a little sterile, are crisp and sharp. If you're into old school games with old school difficulty, then this may be for you. However, I can understand why this game would not be everyone's cup of tea. I too find the game frustrating at times, but I still think it's worth checking out if you've got a Gamecube. Viewtiful Joe. This is a great game that I thought should get a mention.
Is this your idea of a date movie? I had a more romantic time eating popcorn in the lobby. Joe, honey. Oh, why don't you show me some off-screen action?
This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it was developed by Team Viewtiful for the Gamecube. It is another game that was released by Capcom, and it was released in 2003. The game was also ported later to the PlayStation 2. The game revolves around a character, as you may have guessed, called Joe, who is a moviegoer, and his girlfriend has been kidnapped during the film, which starred Joe's favourite superhero, Captain Blue.
My young Joe, it looks like you haven't awakened to your true powers as a hero.
After proving himself to Captain Blue, Joe transforms into his persona, Viewtiful Joe, and sets out to rescue his girlfriend. Although this game received high critical praise, it was only really considered to be a minor commercial success. However, it has generated sequels. Although it is a solid 2D beat-em-up, it is Joe's special powers that amplify the game. The first special power that Joe receives is the ability to slow everything down into slow motion. This is achieved by holding down the left trigger, and kicks and punches do more damage. The second power that you will acquire is the opposite, where you will have max speed kicks and everything goes into high gear. And the third superpower is the option to zoom. All three of these powers drain your VFX meter, which automatically replenishes when you aren't using your powers. Behind the game's aesthetics, this game is a real challenge, and it will really test your mettle as you progress through the game. But it is a game that you will want to get good. If it is a game that you can persevere with, I'm sure you are in for a treat, and the game will reward you with lots of nice surprises. Overall, I think this is a great game, and a definite great addition for any Gamecube library. It is a game bursting with vibrancy, and is full of movie references and humour. So if you are after a game that provides a real challenge, and one that you will need to learn the complex system and intricate combat mechanics, then I am sure that this is the game for you. Another great Gamecube game. Chaos Field Expanded is a 2004 shoot 'em up. It was developed by Milestone for Sega. It was also ported to the PlayStation 2, known as Chaos Field New Order. The Gamecube version was the only standalone version to be released outside of Japan, and it was only in North America. So anybody who owns the PAL version of the Gamecube will also need to use Freeloader. In the game you can choose among 3 spaceships, each has their own characteristics, which involve special traits of firepower and speed. Among your weapons, as well as the normal gunfire, there is an energy sword, which is like a windscreen wiper to deflect away enemy fire. There is also the wing layer and the lock-on shot weapon. The wing layer can be used to damage the enemy, as well as cancelling bullets to obtain combos. And the lock-on shot, as you might have guessed, targets parts of the boss or bullets. However, it is only possible to target bullets with the lock-on shot while in the Chaos Field. In this game there are no waves of enemy as such, as each foe is like a boss battle. This game has been ported over from the arcades, and it is considered by many to have a similar feel to Treasure's Ikaruga. Chaos Field Expanded is a slightly enhanced port of the Dreamcast's version. You can kill some bosses in mere seconds with efficient use of Chaos Field, but it is extremely dangerous to do so, as this increases the amount of shots fired by the enemy and also increases the confusion. Overall, there are better shooters out there, The game is quite short as there are only 5 levels. For anyone who is into their shoot 'em ups or shmups, you'll find some fun in this. The game is not cheap, especially if you have to import it. I am also aware that there is an issue with Freeloader that it won't save on a PAL version of the Gamecube. But apart from not being able to save your high scores, as this is a short game, I don't think this is a real major issue. So that's some Gamecube games I think are worth checking out. Thanks for watching.